What's up, man? Another episode of Just Landed. You know, it's your boy International, and you know, I got a special guest today. Got some one-on-one shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my dog, my nigga, my nerve, my
special.
You know, my ace. You know what I'm saying? I got Marcel motherfucking P Black.
What up, man? What up, bro? I feel honored to be here by myself, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know everybody will get their own special episode, but I'm very appreciative, especially since it makes sense, man, because we've been rocking with since what?
Nigga, I can't even put a time.
I'm trying to think, like, nigga, we was cool online for like 4 years before we actually met in person. And that shit might have been like 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
So we looking at over 15 years at this point. So it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm appreciative of being able to get the space, you know what I'm saying, for dollars so we can just run it how we run it all the time.
Yeah, I mean that. I definitely mean that, man. I mean that. So, bro, you know, my show ain't really got a whole lot of structure or format, bro. You know, I get to it, man. You know, this ain't no interview, first of all.
Right.
You
Conversation.
Know, this conversation, this is us running it, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the heavy shit out of the way, bro. You busting out. I say you busting out. You leaving.
Slide, man. Slide. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I got about, what's today? Today is the 16th, right? 16th?
Man, I don't know what day it is.
I got 10 days left.
You got 10 days left?
10 days, bruh. Nigga, I got a whole lot more packing to do, but man, 10 days, bro. I've been there for, it would have been 19 years in August, man. So at this point, I lived in Louisiana longer than I lived in Oklahoma where I come from. So like, it's home, and you know, been there for a long time, and I feel like, well, you know, for people who may or may not know, like my father passed away last March, and you know, I'm an only child, so it's been real difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with family stuff. Like it's been twice within the last since March that I've had to like either fly or drive back to Oklahoma because my mother had surgery, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I ain't say she's having health issues, but like, she needs the help, you know what I'm saying? And so, that was one major thing, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like, getting back closer to home, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we all just kind of come together as a family, and, you know, all live together, things of that nature. And, you know, just professionally, you know what I'm saying? My wife and I got some great opportunities to continue, you know, in our perspective, our different respective paths in education. You know what I'm saying? She got like a job being a director of a special ed department at a school, so she's gonna be out of the classroom. She's been a special ed teacher for the last 8 years, I want to say, but now she's gonna be out of the classroom, kind of a director of a department. And I just have opportunities to continue being an educator, teaching hip hop, you know what I'm saying, teaching in the school system and things of that nature. And you know, musically, way more opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Finally going to a place where I ain't gotta be plugged no more. I can just go, like I hate using this analogy, but it's like, you know, it's like KD getting double teamed and still having to score 30 points a game to win in Oklahoma City, to where all they gotta do is go to Golden State and get open.
Nah, I feel
you know what I'm saying? So I'm moving to a situation to where I don't have to do everything to make everything run. You know what I'm saying? And all I gotta do is go get open. Just go be the greatest scorer. So you know, it just makes sense for me, man.
Definitely. I mean, having to be double teamed and going through that whole process, it just made you an even more wicked scorer. So
and that's why I'll never like. Of course, like when you live somewhere or you're a part of something for so long, of course you got your critiques, you got your gripes about stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like, one thing I want everybody to understand is I love the city. It'll forever be home. Like Marcel P Black never existed in Oklahoma before I came here. Marcel P Black, as an artist, was born and raised in the city of Baton Rouge, and he went through. You know, we're talking about.
I mean, nigga, I know you when you was the outlaw.
Huh?
I remember when
outlaw. You know what I'm saying? Outlaw, right? So like.
I remember when Marcel P Black was created. Like.
Yeah. I had to. That was some labor type situation. You know what I'm saying? But so we talking, let me see, so this is 2001. So I want to say I came up with the name Marcel P Black in 2006. So in 2021, so it's 15 years at this point. And so, you know, that was after I'd already been in Louisiana, kind of figuring it out for 4.5 years. So Marcel P Black will always be, and hopefully, I mean, you know, I pray my legacy will reflect kindly on the things that I've been able to accomplish. And I mean, the only way I've been able to have to be able to tour around the country and do some of the things I did was the struggle that I had to go through here, and it made me so. Never want to make it seem like fuck these niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it ain't that at all. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be love, but you know, I'm getting older, man, and you just gotta make the best decision. You know, time me to be selfish, you know what I mean? And make the best decision for me moving forward.
That's a bet, man. You know, I'm be sorry to see it go, bro, just because of the fact that, you know, how we rock, man. You know,
100%.
You know, hey, it ain't too many niggas I deal with, I run with, who, you know, I look at as an inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro.
It ain't too many I deal with. I can say, man, if I'm in a fucked up position or a situation, I can talk to you, and you gonna tell me the right thing to do, not necessarily the cool thing to do.
What's in that? I just posted yesterday. Fonte, he's the line that Fonte said. It's a real thin line. What you doing was right. Just doing some nigga shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, and I hate to say, you know, I like doing some nigga shit.
I know, right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I appreciate that, man, and like, I think this one thing about my legacy that I'm proud of the most is, man, I always try to do it the right way. Yeah. Like, it's several times where, bro, it's a lot of people who said a lot of bad shit about me that I really could have chose violence and took it to a whole different level. It's been times to where, like, it's been people who I know was talking shit about me, like, seeing it and everything, and they trying to go behind me to maybe get a connection I got.
Yeah.
And the person will call me and be like, man, what you know about this person? Tell me about this person. And I never said don't fuck with them. Now, it's people who I personally don't fuck with, but I've never actively tried to mess over another, especially a black person. Yeah. I've never said like don't fuck with them, just that, the third, boom. Don't do that or whatever. I'll be like, yeah, he's talented, she's talented. You know what I'm saying? I've never said nothing negative because that's not the way I wanted to get it, man. I never wanted to, because I've never seen another person's competition, and I've never felt like, I know a lot of people got the I can't say that word because where I come from. People got the crustacean and I'm gonna say crawfish in the bucket mentality. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody try to get out there, I pull it back in. I've never felt that way. I've never felt like.
So you think niggas in Louisiana feel like that? Or
I think
like
niggas,
that?
period.
Yeah.
I think niggas, period. I think.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to crack a little joke. I was just gonna say because you know niggas love crawfish in Louisiana. So.
Right. It's not right. Well, I can't say. I grew up around Christian. I can't say CRABS. I can't say that.
Yeah.
Whatever. I can't say that. But yeah, I think period. I think period. You know what I'm saying? So I've never felt like there wasn't enough space for everybody. So I've never, if someone was doing something similar to me, or if somebody's having more success for me, I've tried to empower them. I won't be their friend. I've never looked at somebody like that nigga doing better than fuck him.
Yeah.
Cause I don't fear nobody like that.
I mean, man, one thing I picked up from you early on, bro, is that you showed a lot of love. You pulled up on a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You supported a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something that I had to learn over time because of the fact that you can't expect anything or want anything in return if you don't give off that same energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meaning, I've seen you say, man, I gotta go pull up at Culture tonight, such and such doing something. I gotta go to the Spanish Moon, man, they doing some real hip hop shit that night. You really was on some, if you fall into the culture, you made sure to be there and have your presence felt because of the fact that you know these things need that kind of support.
Right, I remember, so I was telling somebody about this on my first show that I did in the Spanish Moon. So like, I was telling you off camera, like, for a while, like, you didn't really see black artists performing at the Spanish Moon, hip hop artists. Like, you get people from out of town, and they had like 1 or 2 black dudes that they would perform, but these were people that were just really hanging out there all the time. Yeah. They really wasn't reaching outside of...
Yeah, the real deal Holyfield.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't really reaching outside of that particular community. So I was going there all the time. And ironically, there's a dude who, I ain't gonna have to block him because he was kind of getting annoying. But a dude who I was pretty cool with at the time, he had moved away. And he heard about me, you know, I'm doing shows with Culture. We would just kind of come up the Lyricist Lounge run, and like he had moved away. And when he was coming back, he was like, I want to play your, I want you to play my homecoming shows. All right, bet. And so that was August 2012, I want to say. He said, I want you to play my homecoming show. So I did it, stole the show. I ate, you know what I'm saying? August 31st, 2012. And when I finished, Aaron, the manager of Spanish Moon, he said, hey man, I've been seeing you coming all the time, you bringing people to these shows. He was like, I'm just letting you know what I'm saying, it's not unnoticed. He's like, the owner wants to meet you. At the time, one of the owners was Shane. Shane pulled me up to the front and said, hey man, I've been seeing you a lot. I've been watching what you're doing. He was like, this is my first time getting to see you live. I like what you do. He was like, man, you're really serious about, hip hop in the city, and I like to see that. He was like, I'm gonna give you the keys. He was like, go holler at Aaron and book you a show. So I want to say my first show I did in Spanish Moon was December 7th, 2012. And I made a special point. I
remember them dates, boy.
I'm history major, dog.
Yeah.
So I see numbers, like, I live my life by dates.
Yeah.
I don't live my life by like dates and whatever, like stuff I gotta do stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I can tell you whatever, so whatever. So anyways, but I made a special point to bring black people into that space.
Yeah.
Because when nobody else booking us over there. They had their favorites who they booked, you know what I'm saying? They're either from out of town, but nobody could really touch. There wasn't nobody really in the community. So I made a special point to bring black folks over there and being like the first, of that particular era, the first black hip hop promoter. Well, I didn't say promoter, I say facilitator. But the first black artist to book shows specifically to bring black people over here to the culture. And at the time, I was tapped in to what some of the white guys was doing, because at the time I was fooling with like Jay Price. And they had that thing going over there at Northgate. You know what I'm saying? And so I had been going to their shows and kind of rocking with them so much. So I was able to bring like black artists over in the Spanish Moon and just some of this white Northgate Tavern and club culture crowd. And, and this is when we kind of started forming like the Baton Rouge Hip Hop Project. But I've always made a special point to put on for my folk, because I remember a time when I didn't have nothing to go to. Like, when I first started rapping in Baton Rouge, I wasn't nowhere to rap. So I had to go to the poetry scene.
I remember that.
And go on the porch open mics, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of got tapped into that particular crowd. I remember when I couldn't get a gig in Baton Rouge in like the late 2000s, it was Truth Universal, who I met at the Spanish Moon, whatever. I met him, and he started booking me for shows in New Orleans. And I was already doing shows in Mississippi and like New Orleans and like Lafayette, but wasn't nobody booking me at Baton Rouge. So it took Truth Universal, whenever he would come to town, to let me open it for him in my own city. But once I got the keys, I could have been like, man, fuck these niggas, they ain't fuck with me.
Yeah.
I could have been like that, you know what I'm saying? And this is, you know what I'm saying, I could have been like that, but that's not who I am. When I got the keys, I'm like, man, y'all come on. So I take pride in like being able to put like somebody like John Anthony on stage with like Locksmith.
Yeah, and that's a prelude to, I know we're gonna discuss this a little bit later, but the whole Fade to Flow series. I mean, you gave a lot of people opportunity.
Right.
And you didn't even know these people.
Right.
They might have liked you, didn't like you, or whatever, but you opened up your doors to everybody. In a way, you kind of compare it to church. You know what I'm saying?
Come as you are.
Yeah. Because if you really look at Fade to Flow, that's really what it was about. Because I've seen every kind of artist you can imagine touch that barbershop hardwood floor. You know what I'm saying? From Bezo Luciano to
False Fiend
to False Fiend to Jed the Slog.
Right. What's my man with the turtle?
Oh man, hey, look. You want to tell a story, or you gonna tell the story? Man, because I ain't the greatest storyteller. I know you're a great storyteller, but
gosh.
Hey, but look, fuck it. I'm gonna just put it like this. We was at Fade to Flow, and it was a solid night up to that point. You know what I'm saying? No knock on homie. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are. And I noticed they had a nigga sitting there with a turtle. You know what I'm saying? He was pet. You remember Inspector Gadget? When the dude with the claw had the cat? Mm-hmm. That's how he was holding that turtle there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, bro, man, that was one of the weirdest performances.
It was weird because I had seen him perform before. I can't remember the dude's name. I had seen dude perform before at one of Michael Armstead's shows. So I knew what he was about, right?
Yeah.
But so with Fade to Flow, just kind of give you context. It was a show with the Spanish Moon, and it was packed, and there was a couple cats. It was a whole bunch of people rapping over vocals, but it was a couple cats. This might have been their second or third performance, and they rapping in front of 400 people, and it sucked.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, like, because at this time, like, open mics is dead. Ain't no open mics no more. Like, it's strictly like showcases and like concerts at this point, right?
Yeah.
Or parties with like
They ain't
rappers.
really had nothing in between for the rap.
So I was like, man, I want to do a breeding ground for MCs to just kind of get their stuff off. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the reason why I did it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to have an open mic. I wanted to have a closed mic to make sure people kind of saw serious. You had to kind of submit or whatever, things of that nature. So pretty much, I'm looking for people who submitted on time. Because subliminally, I'm teaching you how to
You get nigga business right. You know how to
be professional,
approach
put together a press kit, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. So that's the reason why I did it like that, and it kind of weeded out a lot of the cat bad niggas. You feel me? So, Buddy, so I knew what Buddy was about. You know what I'm saying? I did, but hey, you know, it's not about my personal taste. It's about me giving young people an opportunity to have trial and error to see what works and doesn't work. So, I can't remember the name. Probably best I don't say his name anyways. But he come in, he got his turtle, and he got his people with him. Like the one dude had like a pink hoodie on with roses, and the dudes wasn't hard at all. They wasn't thugs
Yeah.
at all.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
These dudes was, man, so dude get up there rapping, and like he had the content of DMX and the swagger of the opposite of DMX, and it didn't match up at all.
Yeah.
And it was like
He had the lyrics of DMX with the swag of Young Thug.
yes, that's fair. And so everything he said wasn't believable at all. And honestly, I've heard people with less talent, so it wasn't the fact that he wasn't talented,
Nah.
but it was just ridiculous.
And
It was
outlandish.
it was outlandish, and it's like, and I remember talking to him afterwards. I'm like, bro, like. He tried to take me from Sherwood, like, bro, it don't matter where you're from. Like, it don't matter where you live at, bro. That's not who you are. Like, stop.
Yeah, you know I didn't condone that part of it.
Right? I mean, he from where you from?
I didn't condone that either.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what, though?
That's why I had to shake back and I told you, babe, we gotta put bees on the show.
But you know what, though? But honestly, it's a new day, though, bro, because when we was coming up our age, like, you couldn't be no geeky, nerdy dude. You could be in the hood, but you couldn't let nobody know, like, look, my problem was this. My problem wasn't the fact that whatever he do, that's not my problem. My problem was he wouldn't be who he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember like when I first started rocking with Alfred. Alfred's almost 10 years younger than me. And I went to go pick him up. This nigga had like a flowery shirt with kitty cats on it, bro. That would have never happened coming up where I'm from. Nigga like, you got robbed. You look like food. But you know what? I'm not mad at, especially like the way society is and how hard it is on black men. I'm not mad at any situation where a black man can be comfortable being himself. And that was my problem with Bud. It wasn't the fact that, because we hear ignorant shit all the time.
Yeah, you know.
Shoot or kill type shit all the time.
Shout out to my own regular real profit entertainment. You know,
I'm just saying, like we hear street shit all the time. That was my problem. And this nigga was not, it was just egregious, some of the stuff that he was saying. And like, he literally was talking about, I got my shooters over there, and when he point, it's a white dude in a pink hoodie with a red rose holding a fucking turtle.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Hey, you know what though? The way things have changed so much now. Maybe he was talking about Call of Duty or something, man. I don't know, bro.
and then you're right.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare and shit, right?
Yeah.
And then was rapping Tom Clancy shit.
Yeah.
But nigga might be talking about GTA. I don't know. But like, you know, but I'm thankful. And this thing about me, like, I use every single thing as a teaching lesson.
Yeah.
Right? So like, especially, you know, when I didn't really preach as much when I stopped drinking, you know what I'm saying? But like, sometimes I would just preach, I would just get to talking right there, like after a set.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? But that was from the heart, because I remember like,
you have it on footage.
Cause like, yeah, you got the footage. But like, we need to put like a whole best of Marcel drunken rants and Fade to Flow.
Man.
It's key. But like nobody gave a fuck about me.
Yeah.
Like, especially rappers didn't give a fuck about me. Like I remember it was 17 years ago, and I seen this dude. I seen him in a freestyle battle, so I knew he could rap. I seen him do poetry. You know what I'm saying? And I knew he did events, and I knew he would book artists sometimes. It was Donnie Rose. He was sitting at when Southern had the McDonald's on campus. He was over there eating food. I walked up on big as a motherfucker. You know, he smiled big or whatever. Introduced myself, gave him a car, gave him a CD. I started spitting for him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like he kind of took me under his wing and like showed me how to be a facilitator. He introduced me to like the artistic community or whatever. But he did a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? He was a sounding board. Like to this day, he always hit my album first. I don't know when we started this tradition, probably 10 years ago. But every piece of music I do, he hear it first. You know what I'm saying? So, but he wasn't a rapper though. So there's only so much you can tell me about like how to navigate as a rapper. Yeah. Like he taught me how to book a show, he taught me how to facilitate a show, he taught me how to, you know what I'm saying, like.
Hey, I will say this, not to cut you off. He's not a rapper, but he is on by any means.
Yeah, the original version. Yeah. Oh, but he used to rap like Donnie in his heyday, like literally. Like he won the MTV Spring Bling freestyle battle. He ate everybody. Yeah. In his heyday,
yeah, I remember.
Put a little weed in him and live on that liquor. That nigga eat your ass alive on off the top. You know what I'm saying? Because he from that era though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's 40 years old, so he from that era to where like ciphers, niggas was battling. It wasn't no friendly ciphers.
Yeah.
Like I'd have met so anyways, but all I had to say, he wasn't a rapper though, so like he taught me how to like take my art seriously, but there's only so much advice he can give me about being a rapper. So yeah, that's how I was able to like be mentored by Truth Universal and like later Kamikaze. But I remember, bro, it was one of the BET situations in spring break joints, and who performed? It was I remember not the Lumberjacks, the group of old boy from Ali from St. Lunatics, yeah. and Gip Goody.
Gip.
And Gip. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that group.
I can't remember.
But you know, they was on the Grill song, right? Yeah. So they was touring when they did that shit. And I remember me being a young hungry nigga, I walked up on him. He actually gave me his number. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I just hollered at him. This before camera phones, I didn't get the pick or whatever. But the person who really like made me make sure I pay it forward was Young Cash. Young Cash, he's from Florida.
I remember Young Cash.
He I want to say he was a part of T-Pain's Nappy Boy crew, and he had just signed with SRC or SRC, Steve Rifkin.
Yeah, you know we were the South alumni. So
there we go. You know, whatever. So I knew of him, and so he performed, and I was the only person who knew who he was. Yeah. And I walked up to him and I say, bro, I've been following you, man. I was like, congratulations with Steve Rifkin. He was like, how you know that? I was like, bro, I'm tapped in.
Yeah, you tapped in.
And I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, hey, man, look, I'm an upcoming artist trying to do my thing out of the label. I want to learn from you, my information. Here's my CD. He said, bro, I like how you move. And he had a two-way at the time. Yeah. He gave me, you know, we changed numbers. And we actually kept in contact until he didn't have his phone no more. Yeah. Like literally just ask him like small stuff, hey man, boom, 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 or whatever, what you think about this? And I would shoot him shit. And so like I told myself, he didn't have to do that shit. He signed, he could have never seen me again, I give a fuck. But I told myself, in whatever capacity I have any type of platform and I can help, you know what I'm saying, I will. Yeah,
so let me ask you this. Do you miss them kind of days where you really had to meet people and talk to people in order to network with them? Because you know nowadays a DM or instant message or whatever, people feel like they can get tapped in instantly.
100%.
You know, back in the day, like even if we met somebody, dealt with somebody through the internet, it had to be with somebody who was grinding as much as you with it in order for y'all to even come, you know, across each other. You know, with Facebook and Instagram now, you can just go on somebody's page, look at how many followers they have, DM and talking about let's do something. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that kind of hurt the game a little bit? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm blessed to be old enough to know how to network and hustle without the internet, but still young enough to know how to use it to my advantage. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you right now, part of the reasons why I'm blessed to have what I have and be able to do what I do is because of real life personal relationships with real people. Yeah. That's the reason why. Because like my pull-up game is crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm just talking to people. Like now I can just hit you up and be like, yo, I need this. You know what I'm saying? I need that or whatever because we have a relationship. But dog, niggas don't know how to talk to nobody no more. Like, bro, I get stuff, I know you get stuff all the time because you run a whole media company. Yeah. But like my whole career, you know what I'm saying? For the last X amount of years, double-digit amount of years, fuck with me, hit me up, let's link. Nigga just put something in your inbox. And bro, it's been shit that's dope that I actually did like. Yeah. But speak first, how you doing today, bro?
Yeah, the presentation don't be right, man.
Bro, I had a nigga send me a link to 30-minute acapella freestyle.
Man, look, first.
A 30-minute acapella fucking
I'm
freestyle.
gonna put out a disclaimer. If you send a 30-minute acapella freestyle to the antidote, I'm going to forward it to Eric. And if I forward it to Eric is a busy man, so he might listen to it, he might not. So please do not send us a condensed version of that, please.
30, but people send me stuff all the time, bro. I don't like being ignored.
Yeah.
So I try to, if a person had you doing together, hey man, you got a couple seconds, can you check me out? Now, if I got time, I will. You know what I'm saying? But people just put stuff in your inbox, like you supposed to click it and fuck with you, like they add you, like, hey man, how you doing? Check me out.
Fuck
if I got,
me,
and this thing about it, Joe, it goes back to the reason why, it's a couple different reasons why I became a facilitator or why I supported people, right? So for one, I always saw it as a bigger picture because I knew that, especially being an underground artist and studying like the way underground hip hop goes is always communal. I knew I couldn't do it by myself, right? And so for me, it never was about Marcel being the only one. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't have more people kind of step up. I'm kind of, and maybe that's my fault, like to the point to where like other people didn't feel the power to kind of step up. And some people have, but I wish a long time ago I could have stepped back and let the scene run itself, right? Yeah. But I knew I needed 10, 15 Marcels or whatever.
Hey, but let me ask you, do you think that's because of the fact that your passion for the culture is just so much greater than
what
people have?
Proud of some. I love that shit. And with that said, the other part say I'm a fan.
Burn.
All right, we're back from break. You know what I'm saying? We back. You know, nigga, you laughing at me, man. What's funny, man?
Oh, see, the break was kind of short. I barely swallowed my drink.
Oh man, hey, look, they don't know that though. You know what I'm saying? I ran some commercials and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Yeah. So I'm leaving all that in there now.
Gotcha.
So look, just pick up where you left off from, man.
No, I'm saying, like, for me, I'm a fan, so like I enjoy when, you know what I'm saying, I really enjoy AR.
Yeah.
So AR was doing something, I was in town, I'm gonna pull up. I called a crazy show with Joe Scott at the Varsity.
I remember that show.
That show was dope, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you had it, you know, big fan of James Jackson, you know what I'm saying, when he was doing this thing, big fan of Lou St. John when he was doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists who, if I like what they was doing, I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah.
And then there's people who, like, even beyond me enjoying that music, if I like the ideas they had.
Yeah.
So when White Dirt started doing stuff,
Yeah.
I'm pulling up on John Teller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm just appreciative of people supporting the culture.
So look, I'm glad you brought that up, and I want to ask a question before I forget it.
Okay.
Besides yourself, who was a performer that you really feel locally was a great performer? And the reason I'm asking you this because I know how much weight you put into performance. You know what I'm saying? I know performance is a big thing to you. You know what I'm saying? We've discussed this before, and I've seen this from you, where pretty much you create music so you can go back on the road.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about, you're not necessarily a studio junkie, a studio fiend where, you know, I'm gonna hit
that's
the
where
studio.
that's where the money resides.
Yeah. I know you're a road warrior. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask you first Baton Rouge, and then from there we'll discuss maybe what you've seen on the road that's really impressive.
Okay, my favorite performance. So going back, Lou St. John used to be a motherfucker. Lou St. John could rock. You know what I'm saying? 20, 21 years old. He had like such stage presence, and I used to really enjoy his sets. I really like D-Lane, because I think D-Lane probably had my favorite voice.
Yeah.
He had like a natural baritone, He was really clear. You hear everything he said.
That's Lyrics
You know what I'm saying?
alumni, right?
Yeah. Lyrics Lounge cat, that era. It was always impressive watching James rap.
Yeah.
Cause he's so technically sound. I used to love AR's energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was technically sound, but he was so goddamn Baton Rouge at the same time. And he was super duper hip hop. He was really dope. You know, when it came to like the quote unquote Panda era, you know what I mean? Armstead used to just fucking kill shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was always entertaining. The Jed took it to the punk rock, hip hop, whatever crazy shit. That shit was always super duper entertaining. Performers, like it's, you know, so you got people who do like.
So look, let me ask you this then. Was it anybody you saw perform maybe once that just fell off the mat? You thinking, damn, they really could have did something if they'd have stuck with it.
I feel like that would be lame. I feel like he's like, look, this rap shit ain't for me. I'm gonna go to law school. I respect that, but I feel like me traveling and seeing the way shit go across the world, country rather, he had something that a lot of people didn't have, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. Was anybody Fade the Flow that caught your attention like that? Like, you know, they came performing and damn, you never heard really no music.
I like some of the dudes that was with
Almighty?
Almighty was dope. Nero and Shaw.
Excuse the Rent.
Excuse the Rent.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
Some they had some shit.
Yeah.
They had some shit. Shaw. First of all, that's a great name, bro.
Yeah. That nigga
Shaw and Hard.
Shaw.
That shit.
Yeah,
But I like their stuff, man. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's been, bro. Like in the last 10 years, bro. There's not a rapper or promoter who's booked more artists than me.
Yeah, definitely.
I probably booked more artists than anybody in the history of Baton Rouge.
Man, because of you, I done seen so many artists I would have never knew existed.
Like if you put together the early 2000s, 10s, as with the Lyricist Lounge era, you put together Fade the Flow era, you put together all the Rappers Delights, you put together the club culture shows, Spanish Moon shows, if you put together the freestyle battles that we did at Northgate, and then we're not gonna talk about how many rappers I sent out of town. We're not gonna talk about rappers I sent with me, and we're gonna talk about all the rappers around the country who I book when I get there.
Yeah.
So like whatever, but I've seen a lot of people, man. As far as out of state, my favorite performers, Dollar Black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to Dollar.
I'm as big as I am, bro. I never feel like I could naturally rap like this. So if you got a strong voice, it always catch me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to throw a little plug out there too.
Huh?
I want to throw a little plug right quick. Man, make sure you check out Just Landed the album. I do have a record on that with Dollar Black.
My light gon' shine, nigga. My light gon' shine. That shit cold as fuck.
Joe Scott on there too. You know what I'm saying? Bullet Jones on there. And Il Deuce. You know, Il Deuce.
Deuce came to pre. He did a sermon at the end. He came and did that. Dollar Black, you know, I'm Monastery. Them my brothers.
Oh, I know.
Them niggas go crazy. Like I love them niggas to death.
Yeah.
Of course, Alpha Banks, man. That's the only person who.
If you had a Justice League and you were Superman, that's Batman.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. And we perform completely different, right? So like, but that nigga so fucking polished. Like I do my shit, but that's like the only nigga down here who do more than me. Yeah. In our lane. And so I don't rap in front. He rap in front of 1,000 people. Like, you know, I rap in front of 1,000 people maybe 3 or 4 times in my life. He might do that shit, you know what I'm saying, 5 or 6 times a year. Or 5, 10, 15, because when he toured with Tank and the Bangers and them, and like Big Free and shit, he be from 1,000 people. Yeah. He's so fucking polished. He's had an experience or whatever. But yeah, Alfred is the motherfucker who, I'm gonna tell you who I don't like performing with. Because it's not fair. I don't like performing with silence, man.
Man, let me tell you, bro.
That's not fair.
I booked this nigga here at the park. And he fucked up everybody. Because you know, we have a lot of mutual friends, but we also have some people that I might deal with, you might not deal with, vice versa. So I had a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't too familiar with this hip hop shit. And when I booked them, you know what I'm saying, I had like some real hardcore street niggas in there who was like, God damn, this nigga playing what the nigga was playing? The saxophone? The nigga playing the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? he got a hype man who used to be part of fucking Crooked Letters.
Probably arguably one of the top 5 rappers ever in Mississippi. It's your hype man. You got a DJ. It's not fair.
And on top of that, his hype man demanded. Like he because I ain't gonna lie, this ain't no slight cop because he comes off like he's somebody's daddy. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, he walked in there like, hey, all you motherfuckers, get up now. You know what I'm saying?
And did that shit.
Yeah. Niggas like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and get up. You know what
yes,
I'm saying?
sir. That's the motherfucking OG, man. That's the, you know what I'm saying, with my mentors. But yeah, so like that's why it's not like I enjoy it, right? Yeah. But like,
how you come?
It's put like this. If we out for the perform, if we perform 10 shows, he'll give me 7 to my 3, right? And a lot of it's different because it really depends on where we're at, right? Yeah. So if it's an older crowd, I'm probably gonna win. Yeah. But he's a younger dude, so where it requires like more jumping, more energy and shit like that, that's him or whatever, right? But like, but I know certain nights I can get him or whatever, boom, or whatever. But I always gotta bring my A game. There's no amount of energy you can do to overcome silence. When you got his DJ and he playing the trumpet and you got one of the best rappers ever in Mississippi, be hype, man.
I want to send a special shout out to my nigga Legend Made because he was very hot with me because on that particular show I had him booked in between Silas and Italy Maciano.
Oh, that's that. So, nigga, she ate. God damn, she ate that shit, bro.
Man, so I had, matter of fact, Italy had the whole trilogy with her that time. So I had him booked in between Silas and trilogy. My bad, Legend, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Them girls ain't goddamn 5 foot put together. They might be 150 pounds, all 3 of them together. Man, they was rapping the hardest goddamn Memphis street shit. And this shit turned into goddamn South Memphis real quick, bro. Yeah. Like, dog, rapping their ass off, bro. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I remember I was standing like right over here. Like, goddamn, y'all Ricky.
Yeah,
and you know what's crazy about it, bro? I was going to say that might have been. That
was her first time coming to Baton.
That was her first time doing the show outside of Memphis.
Yeah.
And she fucking ate. She ate that shit, bro.
Hey, you know how I knew Italy was hard? You had told her, but I remember Baton went to Memphis with you. And you know how B is. He had called me, he said, "Sid, Joe, bro. Lord, bro, man, they had a little girl, man, that was performing, bro. She was about 5 foot tall, bro, but man, she was killing that shit, dog. Like, Lord, yes, indeed, dog.
Right. Man. Like, Memphis scene is something nice, bro. They like pound for pound, bro. Like when I tour the South, when you want like a good mixture of like, you got some places where it's like niggas be like rapping rap. Or niggas be like, turn up.
Look, and we're gonna pause right quick because of battery. So let me holler at y'all right quick.
All right.
Those are burnt.
All right, to pick back up, man, you know, we had to make a little battery change, so we went on commercial break again. You know, shit. I mean, that's cool anyway. I gotta pay some bills, so.
Yeah, man, now I was saying basically like Memphis, man, like, it's a good mixture of like real high energy performances. You know, I'm always some gangster walking when I go. But rapping, man, like they take like live performance seriously. And you know, it's still Memphis, so they don't get crunk. But they about that spit.
Man, shout out to DOA too, man.
You said what?
Shout out to DOA too, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to DOA, man. Man, look, the whole Memphis scene, IMC. You know, even though he lived in Mississippi, but God, shout out to Jada Street. You know what I mean? The Hater, Jason the Hater. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like it's some good folk up there, man. That's like my. If Jackson my second home, I'm gonna say Memphis is 2.5.
Yeah,
That's show me love, bro.
You responsible for me plugging up with a lot of people from Memphis, man. You know, one person that never did Fade to Flow, but I kind of got linked in with you was Just Bentley. And it was funny, Just Bentley. Just Bentley raps with Italy.
Okay.
She was part of Trilogy when they came.
The light skin chick,
Yeah. So what happened was She was on tour with Don Tripp, and they used to be
Right.
in Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying? She hollered at us. You know, she's like, "Hey, I'm in BR, man. You know, come pull up." You know what I'm saying? So like, man, your network is a motherfucker, bro.
Bro, and that's the thing about it, bro. Like, maybe because I don't do so, man. It's kind of a complex step I'm trying to make, right? So, I'm not from here. I'm from Auburn, Oklahoma. Came in to go to Southern, right?
Yeah.
So, a lot of people, when they get mad at me, the first thing they want to say is, "You're not from here."
Yeah.
Even though I was doing this shit with niggas in elementary school.
Yeah.
I've been here for 19 years. Some niggas who just turned 20, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who rapping and shit, right? But I don't gain nothing coming from Oklahoma. Ain't like I came from New York or Atlanta, Chicago, LA, nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't gain nothing coming from Oklahoma. But I will say the one thing that I do have is I'm objective. Being a transplant, and I know like a lot of people don't really think outside their local scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so they think that like pretty much what they see every day is all that there is, right?
Yeah.
And I'm from a smaller town where people have even kind of smaller mindsets in terms of like understanding the world around them. So I knew in Auburn it was going to Auburn.
Yeah.
Even though Baton Rouge is, you know what I'm saying, I moved from a place with 35,000 people to, you know what I'm saying, about 220,000 people, you know what I'm saying, I still know there's more than Baton Rouge, right? And so for me, understanding hip hop and understanding the communal aspect of hip hop, I knew it was more to the world than what I saw here. And so for me, it was important for a lot of these connections, because I wanted the city to grow and I wanted the scene to grow. And the organic way that you do that is you allow people from outside of your city to see what's in your city. You know what I'm saying? So you allow, you know what I'm saying, people from Jackson or Memphis or Houston or whoever, you know what I'm saying, to come to Baton Rouge and see how we're rocking in Baton Rouge. And then now we can send artists from Baton Rouge to wherever they go. And that's how you create those pipelines, and that's how you create the relationships. Because likes, all that shit is cap. Like all the likes and the shares and the views, that shit is cap. You slap that with a nigga, you break bread with a nigga, they see what you do, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Then that's when the thing really grow. You feel me? So, I mean, yeah, like a lot of people would not have come to Baton Rouge over the last 10, 11 years if I didn't bring them. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they still come back and go. Hopefully they've been able to establish a relationship in which they can come back. But they don't, you know, because I'm sorry. Like, don't call me about booking no shows in Baton Rouge, no. I'll call you if I want you to do a show in Baton Rouge, don't call me. Because I'm done being a facilitator for the city. You know what I'm saying? I'm you know, moving on. Whatever. I got, you know, it's just like, when you break up with somebody, as long as you still got that shit in your closet, you can keep thinking about it. You want to keep going back. You feel me? So, when I leave, everything Baton Rouge, in terms of the facilitator aspect, giving it back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was important for me to like let everybody know the talent that we have in the city.
Yeah.
In order for, you know, we really want the city to grow.
So man, one other thing I want to talk about. I mean, we got so much to talk about, but I know we got limited time.
Man, I ain't got a text back, so let's run it.
All right. Well, look.
If I get a text, that's where we go.
Yeah. Well, look. One other thing I want to talk about too is just our history of me and you doing music together. I mean, we pretty much been doing it for a while now. You know, I did the beats, you do the rapping. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to kind of, you know, just touch on a few things we done seen.
Okay.
We done been through, view, you know, just talk about the history of things. So to your recollection, how did all that become? Like, how did that start?
I just remember being on WordOfSouth.com. So for people who don't know Word of South, first everybody on Word of South was on all hip hop. And then there was a big, they had like the little chat. So yeah, so kids, this is when there wasn't no social media. And all the rap niggas who was on the internet used to be in chat rooms. Like, so you have a website, and then they have like a separate chat room. So everybody was on all hip hop. I can't remember the name of the chat room or whatever. But there was a big divide between everybody from the South and everybody from everywhere else. And so I want to say, it might have been August 2004 or some shit like that. My man LB out of Orlando started a website called WordOfSouth.com. And so he was covering all Southern hip hop, and they had chat rooms, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, you know, kind of coming. I came, one of my partners, you know, my partner Johnny Otis, he was a moderator, whatever. So he told me about it. I came over a couple months after it started, and I later became a hip hop moderator too. But just posting my music in the chat rooms, and I get a message from MMX saying like, bro, he was like, man, I like the rhyme, dog. You know, we need some better beats. I'm like, what's up with some beats? I'm like, well, damn, like this is I'm getting nigga told me my beats was whacking, and you know, it was a backhanded compliment. I'm like, all right, well, cool, shit. Because and this is around the time when I just left the Red Lane, so I didn't have shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of the reason why I had to use the name, I had to switch my name, was because the Red Lane owned the name Outlaw. So I needed a new name, and they didn't own Marcel P Black. And so that's the reason why, you know, I started going by that name, because I didn't have a name. I didn't have no publishing, I didn't have no name, I didn't have nothing, I had no music. And so I needed beats or whatever. And so we started chopping it up, and the first beat you did for me, and Chris stole it from us. I actually sampled 110th Street.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth with it. And I don't think we ever got it right.
Nah.
We never really got it right or whatever. And then goddamn Crick came out with
nigga, I was just about to say.
Crick came out with a just touchdown. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. This nigga, whatever. He got it right. But we was on that shit, nigga, 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And that nigga Crick beat us to it or whatever.
Crick beat me on a few of them.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
Fifth Child, man, there's so many beats that like Crick and J. Cole that Fifth Child touched first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe some Mississippi shit. But so I remember like when we really started kicking it, we was just so you know we was so this is probably about 2 or 3 years we going back and forth talking to each other on Word Us Out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Oh, so you had a beat that was for somebody else?
Nah. You missing a part of this too. The fact that we both was attending Southern University.
That's what I'm saying. So, but look though, so it was a point where you had to be for someone else, and this person you weren't really dealing with them no more. All right, and you played the beat for me, and you sent it to me. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we realized we both went to Southern. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh shit. So we met in the Union. So that was 2008, I want to say. Or whatever. That might have been like either like late 2007, 2008. And I remember, so then, like I said, we'd been talking and we both realized we went to Southern. And then we just started kicking it after that. And I remember like, so that beat ended up being Stare and Whisper, which is still my favorite song that you've done. Yeah. I like Conscious Rapper Game Moves too. But like, I think if there was one song to sum Marcel P Black up, it's Stare and Whisper. And it was like an early version. I remember the day, it was might have been July 17th, 2008. We did it at the old Bottom Line. And that was the same day. I remember I had typed it on my goddamn computer. I was supposed to have a printer. So I've been record with a goddamn laptop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's before you did shit in phones. And I remember that was the same day. And Gus was looking at me crazy shit. And I remember the same day that Big Cheese did the intro.
Oh yeah.
So it was like a big contrast.
Yeah.
Because Big Cheese doing the intro talking about niggas fighting in the Renaissance.
Yeah.
And I'm here talking about, you know what I'm saying?
That was a hell of a contrast because it went from inside fist box, outside gunplay
to Stare and Whisper. You know what I'm saying? Talking about goddamn playing me seeing crosses burned and shit. And honestly, it's funny because like that's our relationship. It might sound weird to anybody else, but if you know me, you know you. That's just kind of how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like we like that. It's always been about a mutual respect, just brotherhood, but it's been about the love of the music. And like, I never was turned off by that shit. I might not be into inside fist play, outside gunplay. I might not live that lifestyle, but I'm from Oklahoma. You feel me? Yeah. And like, that's how a lot of my niggas live, things of that nature. So I never was turned off by it. You know what I'm saying? I never looked down on that shit, right? And here, you know, you might have street artists or whatever you want to call it, but you got a whole masters. Yeah. You a smart nigga, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's so like we always met right there. So to other people might be like it's weird, but that's just what it's been.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? A lot of people like I think be surprised when I tell them, you know, I have a master's degree and shit like that.
And I like it. Look, let me tell you something, bro. We need more educated real niggas.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Yeah. I'm with it. Yeah. I'm with this because I'm gonna tell you, bro. And like to take another thing, bro. We need intelligent niggas. Like to be where the streets is at, because that's how you disseminate the information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know, I'm in the streets, but not on the corner.
Yeah.
My time in the streets has been working with young people trying to get them out of situations.
Yeah.
So like that's the reason why, you know, for one, I ain't got nobody trying to kill me. I don't do nothing illegal. You know what I'm saying? I don't be with no bullshit.
What nigga said big man got their work.
That's hilarious. That's because I'm fresh. Right? But like for me, like I don't espouse energy, especially to black people. So I'm able to go into like a lot of different neighborhoods in Baton Rouge, because when niggas see me, they know big man in the minivan coming to work with their children.
Yeah.
I'm about to go take them to the library. I'm about to go take them to court. I'm about to go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Help their situation. I'm about to help their mom out. I done paid people's when people that got evicted. I done put people in the hotel for a week at the Motel 6 so they get back on their feet.
Yeah.
I done got their parents' cabs to go to court, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like when people see me in the hood, that's the reason why I can pretty much go a lot of places in the city, and I ain't got to worry about no bullshit, because I show love to everybody. I've never pretended to be, just because I don't pretend. I never pretended to be above that shit.
I think a lot of people really don't understand where your heart is with a lot of what you do, because everything you do for the most part, 98%, is strict. You do it for the people. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a proletarian, bro. I'm a proletarian.
You do it for the love. And whether people agree with your views on what it may be, I think a lot of people like forget the fact that you push the culture forward, you push black people forward, and you really do this because you love it, not because you're trying to make some come up off of it, or you trying to exploit the game or whatever. Because I mean, let's keep it a buck. Niggas be charging niggas to perform. Niggas be charging for simple information. Man, I done seen you sit people down like, man, this is how you get your publishing together.
Right.
Man, look, this is what you need. Go to this person and get your shit done right like this. Get your CDs pressed up.
Right.
Get your inserts from here. Like you've given up a lot of game that a lot of niggas will not give unless it come with a fee.
You know what? It's funny because like this whole time during the pandemic, I've really like been retooling my political education, and like I've gone either further left into the black radical tradition and Pan-Africanism, and one of the hallmarks of Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanism socialism.
Boy, you sound like Umar just did.
Oh, okay. Now, Pan-Africanists don't respect that nigga. Don't play with me. I mean, like the real black radical left don't respect that nigga. Don't play with me. But the further I've gone left, and this is probably one of the very fundamental differences, is I become really getting into black Marxism and socialism.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize is, you know, a lot of times, you know, black people don't understand capitalism.
Yeah.
We live it, we work capital, but we don't understand capitalism, how it works, right? Long story short. But anyways, so I've been spending a lot of time trying to reconcile being an entrepreneur and leaning towards black Marxism / socialism. But what I did, but one of the hallmarks of socialism is making sure that the power remains with the people, and not becoming the pig and not becoming the state, right? So Fade to Flow Sundays was a socialist hip hop community event, because it was always about keeping the power and the information and the resources within the community, not letting somebody from outside this motherfucker who don't give a shit who's only going to exploit you. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that the artist feel the power. So if you come from out of town, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna put something in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? If you come off the street, we're gonna feed you. You feel me? If you're performing, you will have an opportunity to be on the antidote. You know what I'm saying? Get an interview, and I'm gonna introduce you to other people, right? And so it was me using my resources that I accumulated from going all across the country, and me giving it back to my community. And most of the time, I'm coming out of pocket. I never been fucking down doing Fade to Flow. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's socialism, that's Marxism, right? Like I could've, like, that's the reason why when that motherfucker from the Savage Unit, that's caption. We're not doing that shit. Or when I have other people, man, let's do it like this. Let me know, because what you want to do is find a way to exploit these artists. I'm here to empower these artists. I'm here to give them opportunities and whatever. And that's what socialism is, like in a very nuanced look at it.
Let me ask you this: do you feel like the artists really understood or got that with what you were trying to do?
Some people more than others.
Yeah.
No, niggas gonna need. You know what I'm saying? Some people only there for the handout. That's why they ain't got shit to show for it.
Yeah.
If you look at it, I mean, look. If you look at a person like Jed Slaughter,
Yeah.
he gang around with it. Even if you look at Almighty,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They was able to get shows out of state and to make connections out of state, do stuff, and kind of put their own shows on.
Yeah.
If you look at Joe Scott, you know what I'm saying? He was able to kind of do what he had to do.
I mean, I've seen even Sean Elliott.
Sean Elliott, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, whatever. But like even more than take the touring resources,
Yeah.
but like understand facilitation on the thing.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just had to put your own event together and put other people
Well,
on.
you inspired him with that. I mean, he ended up doing that show at club. What that spot?
Oh, 524, he did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like learning how to put your shit together, do it properly, take care of other people. You know what I'm saying? So like it's been people who have definitely, I mean, he wasn't around as much, but when Michael Armstead kind of like slowed down doing stuff in Spanish Moon.
Yeah.
I gave him a lot of advice about booking his own events.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And putting his own people on and make sure everybody was taken care of or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wish more people, but but that's just how it is though, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can't go like bro, like
everybody ain't a boss.
Like we always say, bro, like it's millions and millions and millions and millions, billions of niggas around the world who shoot ball, but it's only 450 people in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people just might stop at the playground, some might stop at JV, high school, college, some niggas overseas, right?
Yeah.
But like, so everybody who shoot ball, a nigga like Seventh Woods, who been on ball his life since he was in fucking middle school, he might have, he might have made it to the NBA.
Yeah.
So everybody who do something good might not necessarily make it. So anybody who made it, I'm happy for.
Yeah, and look, let's take that a step further. Your career is not over with just because you didn't make it to the NBA.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you of all people understand the underground circuit to know how you can make a living without playing in the NBA.
Oh my God, bro. I've been trying to think of a way to say this. I said this like on Facebook a couple years ago. Like, once the unsigned artists starts moving as an independent artist, the things will change, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna give myself an example, right? One of the perks of being a transplant is having a perception of the world outside of where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I come to Baton Rouge and I see people who they only know HD for President and Drake. They don't understand they don't understand the work it takes to be either one of them, but they don't understand that the in-between is a huge gap in between the local celebrity and the goddamn international celebrity. And there's so many ways that you can build a career in that particular space. You feel me? And I understood that. You know what I'm saying? I've always understood it because I'm a student and a fan of the culture. And so for me, I sound like a madman when I don't want to be jocked out and shit like that. But it's because not only have I seen the success as an observer, I've experienced it. You know what I'm saying? So it don't really be, I'm not no flashy nigga. I don't wear no jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no flashy nigga. I ain't with all this stunting shit. Because I'm not really trying to present nothing as fake. I'm who I am. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of people care more about the perception and the popularity, but there's no progression. And there's nothing tangible that they've accomplished or what have you. So, yes, 100%, bro. Like, this underground independent shit is vast and it's wide open for anybody who wants to work. It takes more than just goddamn posting stuff on social media and you tell the niggas hit the link in the bio. Like, no matter, I don't know one person, Joe, not one person, who's made it without even just making a song.
Yeah.
It's the work. Like people like, I'm gonna give you an example, right? J. Cole, everybody's on J. Cole. J. Cole might have the best marketing team ever because his marketing team makes it seem like he ain't marketing shit.
Yeah.
Like this nigga's in Africa right now playing basketball. 2 days after his song was #1 in the country. This shit ain't planned out.
Yeah.
This shit is on purpose. Like, you think when he came to Baton Rouge and he didn't go to the radio, but he went to the LSU Fairgrounds and played flag football? You think that that's something that he was like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do? This fucking, like, Rock Nation is a fucking multi-million-dollar company. You feel me? You think that the marketing team ain't say, this is how we're gonna market you instead of going to the radio? You try to make yourself one of the people? Like you went from getting all dressed up, iced out, to wearing sweats every day? Like, this is all a part of his marketing team, right? And so, I can't just do that shit and expect the same results.
Yeah.
And I announced my shit 10 days before and expect to go number one because I ain't got no goddamn billion-dollar company pushing my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for me, I know the in between.
I'll tell you why you did it.
So look, we're gonna pick back up, man. We back from commercial break, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember what we were talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, that's a good question.
Yeah. We just hey, you know, like I said, this is a conversation, so you know, shit could, you know, fuck.
That's how I knew we on the phone. My wife might call.
Yeah.
But what we were saying, I don't know. All right, what's up?
We just started talking about some other shit. So man, I mean, say, bro, we done been through so much to see so much, man. Just rocking like how we been rocking. Man, let's tell some funny stories, I guess, man, or just, you know, speak on some of the experiences.
Funny story.
I'm gonna tell you one that always got me. The situation where me and one of the artists I had on the label had an argument that time over a performance that was at your show. And I know how you are, how you operate. And I know one thing about you is if you own the ticket, you own the ticket. If you ain't on the ticket, you ain't performing at this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga spoiled me up and down that he had performed on this show. And I know, like, dog, I know Marcel, that nigga did not have you up there performing some motherfucking Hamnopolis. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, dog, that's cap. I don't believe. So we argued on the phone. I said, well, fuck it, I'm gonna call the nigga right now and ask him. So I call you up, I merged the call. I said, Marcel, did this man perform Hamnopolis at the show last week? He like, shit, no. And the nigga just exploded on the phone. That nigga's like, boy, you a whole liar, you this, you that.
This nigga, dog, the audacity, bro, this nigga literally told me at my show that he performed the song he didn't perform. Like, bro, how you, like, you didn't. Like, was he even there?
Yeah, he was there, because I'm going to tell you what happened.
I just saw the flyer for it.
I had a policy for that show. I had every nigga on the label like, hey, Marcel doing the show, y'all need to go pull up. You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of put me up on the whole, you got to pull up and support shit.
Right.
At that time, we was kind of torn. We was pulling up at Theory. We was pulling up at your shit. You know, we was just pulling up at nigga shit. So I sent them out there to hey, go fuck with them. And you know, you do ciphers and shit at the end. You let everybody grab the mic and rap. But that was it. I'm like, man, you might have did a cipher, my nigga, but I know you didn't perform no motherfucking Hamnopolis.
No, he didn't. I don't remember him. I kind of remember him performing with everybody else, but I don't really remember him performing his own song. I remember him like rapping the song with some of the other artists, but I really don't. But I know he didn't perform that song, bro. Cause you know I'm real like
I know
I'm a curator, man. Like so, like I don't use the word gatekeeper. I say curator, but it's just like no, like. That scripted shit, that's going for the cipher.
Hey, it was crazy because y'all end up kind of sit by like beefed out behind that shit.
It's funny he asked me about doing the song last year. Like, boy, look, let me tell you, I ain't petty, but my memory is stronger than motherfucker. Yeah. And I remember, like, you know, it ain't like on no fuck you type shit, but at the same time, it's kind of like, because I'm not a person, and the reason why is because the way capitalism set up, bro, it's like, it's real exploitive, and it's real like, you know what? Like, I would never let money make me do some fuck shit, or deal with a nigga that's on some fuck shit.
Yeah.
Like, our personal relationship, our business relationship, it got to go up and up, right? So it's been many times when I've been offered things to like fuck with niggas, so I really don't, it's people who, you know what I'm saying, I done got into it with, and they olive branch was money.
Yeah.
But when I was like, okay, cool, well, let's sit down and talk. They ain't want to talk. Well, we ain't never was talking about that, right? And it's not even about you gotta apologize, I gotta apologize, let's get some understanding. Because the thing about it is,
business club.
Because well, the thing about it is, as men, if we move forward and we're not able to resolve it, how can I trust you won't do the same shit again?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, with dude, like I never had a problem with dude before, but like, bro, I'm very intentional, bro, and I try to be honest. I try to play the game fair. Like you can't lie and then call me a liar though.
Yeah.
Because now you my integrity.
I seen that shit. That shit ate you the fuck.
Like my integrity, my reputation. Like, look, it's people who might not agree with me, and that's fine. But can't nobody say I fucked them over.
Yeah.
Can't nobody say I took them from them. And 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, if it's a nigga who don't like me, somebody I'd have helped him before.
Yeah.
I'd have put him on the shoulder. I'd have did something for him. Then you might be mad what you mad about. You might feel the way about what you feel the way about. But can't nobody say if Marcel did him nothing. Marcel don't owe nobody no money. Marcel ain't took no opportunities from nobody. Marcel ain't never disrespected nobody. I ain't called about their name. I ain't did none of that shit, right?
Yeah.
So if people disagree, that's cool. It's people who, and that's fine. I ain't tripping over that, whatever. But when you call me a liar, you play with my reputation, you saying I'm doing things that I'm not, that's or when you try to like downplay well, as they say now, when you misrepresent what really happened, you feel me? That's when I'm like, nah, I can't fuck with that.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my hard lines, right? And so, like, you got caught with a lie with your boss, and you gonna lie to the nigga that you lied about and call him a liar. The audacity of a grown ass man with children.
Yeah.
To do that shit.
Yeah.
Like, did you think that I was gonna say, like, why would I, Joe, if you text me, if you call me on three-way, and Joe was like, say, man, I need you to say this, you my nigga.
Yeah.
Now, long as ain't no goddamn children getting hurt,
Yeah.
I might misrepresent it if it's gonna save you, right?
Yeah.
Boom, because you my guy.
But at the same time, I wouldn't even try to put you in that
You
position.
wouldn't, but I'm always, my daddy taught me to play your allegiances.
Yeah.
Would this nigga do it for you?
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't ask him to do it so. But like sometimes, nigga, I'm not no square belt. I'm Baltimore. I know how shit get go. If you say Black, I need you to say I was here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you was there.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
But I had no incentive to lie. Like I had no incentive to say, yeah, you right. You did do that song. Why would I lie for you if you lied to my nigga?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that make? If you lied to my brother, why would I lie for you? And you call me a lie. Niggas, boy. Goddamn. The niggas gonna get mad about this shit. Goddamn. Niggas, boy.
So look, I know it's one story you done talked about a lot of times on Facebook. I done seen it maybe 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
But I don't think we ever put it in a video format. You remember that time when you was trying to shoot the video for Trap House? That whole situation.
Oh, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? That was a crazy one too.
I done posted about this shit a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Weeks ago, rather. So, damn, what happened? Okay, so Trap Out was buzzing. Trap Out, that shit was just super duper fucking hot. And I came up with a video treatment for the shit. And I like, man, you know, with me, you know, I can, how can I say it? I've always been a nigga in somebody else's hood. So that's how hood politics go.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm here working with some children, niggas will let me live.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I can't come to your hood with cameras.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And niggas who not from your neighborhood with cameras expect to leave with that shit, right?
Yeah.
So, at the time, you know what I'm saying, I recorded pretty much all the Trap Out over in Glen Oaks. So I was in Glen Oaks real heavy. You know what I'm saying? At the time, probably about a good, damn, a year and a half, 2 years real heavy. And I was, you know, knowing some niggas in the community and shit. And your artist on the label at the time, J Mike. You know what I'm saying? Glen Oaks Star. You know what I mean? Like he was,
shout out to Pastor Jerry.
no, I'm sorry. Reverend
Washington.
Yeah, Reverend Washington or whatever. You know, he is a hoe. I asked my dog, hey, J Mike one of the realest ones. He's one of the realest, bro. He's one of the realest.
Hey, that nigga was ready to go to war with
Hey,
ever.
yeah.
You remember Physical Cliff?
Bruh! One time I said I'm a 2-piece Physical Cliff, and this nigga J Mike called me like he ready to go. Like, bro, Physical Cliff is like some goddamn defense spin, whatever. You know, it's some goddamn financial shit. It's not a real person. But anyway, so Pastor Carmichael Washington or whatever. He was, you know, well known in his domicile, in this surrounding area, in his neighborhood. That's all I say, bro. I need a place to shoot this video. So it's a part in Glen Oaks, apartment complex called The Colony. And shout out to everybody over there, bro. Man, niggas was not, it was definitely a place to where you had to know somebody who knew somebody, and they all had to be there at the same time to be able to come to this neighborhood. And so the song Trap Pop, you know, basically the whole concept of the project was to make trap music that was conscious. And so people heard the beat, they heard the hook, and it was, you know, this what trap sounded like at the time. And so the song was lit, but it was really like a really preachy ass black conscious rap song. So the dude shooting it, he had just started working, he started coming around. He used to be the videographer for the Kingmakers. He from the other side of town, if you get what I'm saying. Like, he was definitely out of his element, right? For the most part, I was comfortable. I knew who I was though, but like I wasn't like shook, because the hood niggas is hood niggas. But I was very respectful of where I was, because I understand hood politics. So we over there, and so the way the video was supposed to, go is, J Mike pulled up in a Jaguar. He handed me a bag, a book sack. I go into this apartment, and then I go outside the apartment, and I'm doing my performance shit. And when I go back into the apartment, like, it looked like I'm doing a drug deal. When I go back into the apartment, the book sack is full of books. And goddamn, so it's like I come back in there, and people think we selling dope, but really, you know what I'm saying, we in here like, you know, I'm politicizing things in the streets.
Yeah.
Well, nigga, I go back in that bitch, niggas missed the whole concept of the song.
Niggas that been bagging it up
Niggas
for real.
that bitch really with pistols and fucking choppers and yop sticks. Really back when the cocaine was fake, but real big ass bags of weed. And I don't know what the pills was. The weed was real, I know that shit. But niggas that bitch bagging up dope for like, no, that's not what we doing. No, like nigga guns, nigga dope, for real.
All nigga heard was trap.
All I heard was trap. I'm like, no, that's not what we doing. And they was cool about it too, though. When I explained it to them, they were disappointed. They really wanted the hood nigga shit.
Yeah.
Books, oh man, but that was really nice. Like, they was really cool. Right, that was really cool. But like, yeah, like niggas, the police would have came up, we was all gone. I'm talking about dog. Niggas had scales. Like niggas really trapped that bitch out. This shit supposed to be about books, my nigga. Like, y'all didn't look at my bag to see Malcolm X and goddamn Assata Shakur in his bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That Black Liberation Theory, whatever.
Yeah.
But so that video ended because nigga came home, we opened up the door. The nigga had 2 big ass dogs, bro. Remember the dogs that are chasing us?
Yeah.
And this nigga had a camera. This nigga Rich jumped over the fence. I was on the top of my car. And so that's how the video ended. So like, we gonna come back the next day, because I had a show to go do. That nigga Rich did not come back the next day. That nigga did not want to come back over there because we was really, nigga was really outside with that shit. But yeah, that shit was fun. And like, that video never got shot. And it's crazy because it's some of my best and biggest records don't have videos for them. But you know, luckily, man, for me, like, that's why I tour. And that's the reason why my fan base is really, really organic, and it's not really dependent on likes and views and shit like that, because you get to touch me, you get to talk to me, you get to, I try to leave a piece of me and my passion, my heart and soul of the culture, for the culture rather, everywhere I go, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, so even though that video didn't get shot for Trap Pop, that shit changed my career.
Yeah.
It was just a song that you remember. I told you, I said, say, but real talk, this on my heart. I'm gonna pass it out in the hoods. I was living up college at the time. And I used to always see these young brothers walking up and down Valley Park. I said, bro, real talk. And honestly, and I'm gonna say this too, Joe, and you know this, Joe, wasn't nobody making trap music, especially
not back then.
Not back then. Not back then. Like, especially like hip hop niggas, even the young niggas. Hey, listen to the shit. Yeah. But if you remember, the young niggas was trying to make 90s shit.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that shit, man. Niggas was trying to be like fucking Nas and
yeah. Niggas, like, this was before James came and popped me up, all that shit. Yeah. Like, and everybody looked at me crazy. You the conscious rapper, why you doing trap shit? Y'all don't get it. Yeah. Like, so what's funny is about that shit, a lot of older niggas, a lot of purist niggas, like, kind of turn their nose at me. Yeah. But that got me better with the hood niggas. That got me better with the younger people. Cause I had something to dance to for the first time. Yeah. Cause this is when all this cooking and shit first came out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And,
remember that?
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, that was me. Yeah. Before and I was an old nigga doing trap shit at the time. But yeah, so that was a good time, man. Like, that got me the A3C. That got me to open up for Mobb Deep. Got me open for Big Sign. Was it 2000? That might be 13. I can't remember 13 or 14. But they had me open up for all these niggas, man. Run the Jewels. Yeah. They got me Like that's summer 2013 was
good
like
for you.
top. That changed everything for me. That was the first year I started getting $100 shows.
Yeah. I remember.
Because after I came up from A3C, the bag went up. Like no, I had Mobb Deep, Slum Village, Run the Jewels, and A3C all like between like June and October.
Yeah.
It was back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
And like that shit really turned. Bro, I to this day, bro, I've sold at $5 a pop. I've sold almost like 8,000 copies of Trap Out.
Yeah.
Like no, and I ain't talking about no digital shit.
Yeah.
Hand to hand, $5 a
I
piece.
remember that, man. Hey, you was a.
Cause hell, you probably burnt half the motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a good portion of them.
Yeah,
You burnt, you know what I'm saying? $5 a pop. I'm making money hand over fist off that shit. And I really learned how to get it out the mud, man, with no video.
Yeah.
And then now Trap Hop, it did get on the CMJs. It did sharp.
I remember that.
Because it did well on the radio.
Yeah.
It did well on the radio too. But no video. This is before Instagram.
Yeah.
This is just goddamn. That's how Killer Mike first heard it.
Yeah.
Through Trap Hop.
Yeah.
And it ended up being opened up for Run the Jewels came to Baton Rouge. So that was a great year for me, bro.
So let me ask you this: what's some other crazy stories you remember that?
I gotta tell this one. Should I say his name or no?
No, you shouldn't say his name. Let's just say this: he's known for a classic jig record in the city of Baton Rouge.
Alright. So I used to live up Concord condominiums off of it's off of like between College and Perkins. And one day, I'm driving home and I'm turning from Government onto North Foster, and I see a dude in the middle of the intersection. They're like the axle broke in his car. His car was fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I recognized him. I said, man, he live in my complex. And so I went out there, I gave him a ride back to the complex. It turns out that this person is a jig legend. Like, there wouldn't be no jig music if it wasn't for him down here, right? Like Baton Rouge legend. And we lived in the same complex. And so we chopping it up, you know, we running it. He a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? Cool dude, we chopping it up. He a little older, so like even though he might do jig music, he's pretty knowledgeable about hip hop.
Yeah.
Cause you know, if you come up in a certain era, regardless of what you make,
I mean, if you ever heard his first album,
you can tell.
you know it was that jig record, but everything else was on some.
Right.
I'm making hip hop.
They got a song about the war and everything.
Yeah.
They got a song about the war and Iraq and shit. Like,
they got a song. 9/11.
9/11 record, right. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, but like 2 Chainz, Rick Ross, them dudes hip hop is.
Yeah.
They do what they do, but like that's the reason why you find them on New York nigga shit, they going off. Because they want to snap like that. Anyways, so we chopped it up. I remember I just had like a nappy room show that night or whatever. But anyways, so it's around Easter and my mom is in town. And my mom drive a Lexus or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is like 2013. And we had talked about him hopping on my song. I had a song called Jiggy City Blues, and I was gonna do, you know, the song ended up being Bluesville, but I was doing Jiggy City Blues too. I was gonna beat him on it, and I had to fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
Cause you know, when I think about features, that's what I think of. I think about
Make
what
the
would be like
record make
really dope
sense.
like that, right? So we had talked about doing the song. I sent it to him, and I don't know how much he listened to it, because he was like, yeah, man, you put me in your song, so I'm going to clubs. I'm like, yeah, you ain't heard this shit. You didn't listen to it, whatever. But anyways, so it was a Sunday. It wasn't Easter, it was during the summertime though. But it was a Sunday, I remember. He was like, say bro, can you, he was like, I left something by somewhere. I can't remember what he said he left. He said, can you run me by somewhere? I'm like, I can't do it right now, man. I'm about to take my family to church. He's like, all right, bet. And he came knocked on my door. You know what I'm saying? Boom, I come back home, you know, church over, we ate Sunday dinner, I'm just kind of chilling. Knocked on my door again. Say, man, can you take me by such and such? I left. Because matter of fact, that morning, he was like, I think he said he left his phone somewhere. And he was like, well, look, can I use your phone? I'll call me a cab. Before Uber, he's like, can I call me a cab? And so, literally, I let him use my phone. He really did call a cab.
Yeah.
Because the cab company called me back.
Yeah.
So he really did need a ride. It wasn't no whatever type. He really did try to get a cab. He come back again. He was like, yeah, man, I couldn't find who I needed to find earlier. Can you give me a ride over such and such? All right, cool. So at the time, I was working as a home health attendant. And like I was off by the park, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of knew like where I lived at was like literally where the park was. Like the nicer parts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought I knew that area. You know You know what I'm saying? He said we go over by the park. Okay, my client is over there. They see me over there helping out the dude in their community. So like they be showing me love. Cause like sometimes I would go outside and be on the phone and like, you know, some niggas heard that I rap. I go outside, chop it up, they had a basketball court. You know what I'm saying? So it was a couple people in the community who I knew. They knew who I was.
Yeah.
And they knew I was in the community. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'll take you over there. The part of the park this nigga was talking about going to, I hadn't been there before, right?
Yeah.
So I'm driving, I'm like, okay, that ain't where I'm going. I'm like, goddamn.
Yeah, that nigga took you to the.
So this nigga, we pull up, bro. This niggas out. There's about 40 niggas outside. Like, I pulled into the neighborhood. There's a nigga jigging in the driveway. I said, oh, I know this is. Like, niggas thought he was just rapping. Wasn't no music. I just ripped out.
Yeah,
I said, oh, boy, that's what it is. Yeah, we were jigging.
It's like a scene from Thug and Love and One.
Bruh. And so, look, I pull, so it's like a house. It's like an abandoned house. Well, it's like an abandoned lot. It's like two houses. They look kind of towed down. It's like a parking, a driveway, but then the house in front of it. He said, man, park here. Now, mind you, I'm in a gold Lexus, which is probably about, my mama Lexus like 2010 to 2013, so it's still kind of fairly new. With Oklahoma plates on it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I pulled up, and he started to get out the car, but then another nigga come over. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And nigga was like, yeah, man, let me get, I can't remember what he said, but he gave a nigga a goddamn gift card.
Yeah.
He said, man, it's $100, I'm just leave me 80. And nigga was like, man, what the fuck? He's like, nigga, I sell drugs, what am I gonna do with this? I'm like, what the fuck we over here to get? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he said, man, I can't take no goddamn gift card back to my family. He was like, how am I supposed to get the money? I'm gonna go to the ATM. Like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? He said, man, I need that, but I can't sleep. He like, man, you better go get some fucking cake, get the fuck up out of here. I said, this nigga sitting on the junkie run?
Yeah.
I said, what the fuck? I said, oh, no, indeed. I said, what you trying to get? He said, man, I ain't slept in like 3 days. Bro. I'm like, nigga, you said somebody get your phone or whatever the fuck. You like, come on, I'm mad as a motherfucker. And so, he said, man, look, go by this other house. I'm like,
nigga, what?
So it's like so now we going back, it's over by like, kind of like Gus Young, Acadian Thruway.
Yeah.
He said, man,
we gonna give too many details.
I'm about to say covered house and everything.
Yeah.
So so I pull up and I go outside. I see about 3 niggas with pit bulls outside. I didn't get out the car. Left his motherfucking ass up.
Yeah.
I call this nigga Joe. I tell Joe what happened. I'm scared. Cause you know, like, how can I say it?
That nigga wrong where you wrong, man, pretty much.
But it's like this. I listen to rap.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that everything that nigga say is real.
Yeah.
But I know this nigga connect, I know he respect it.
Yeah.
He knew where I lived at.
Yeah.
So I was shook, like, man. I told y'all, I say, bro, nigga look up on the news. See Kanye rapping and slaying the goddamn jigger, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a slaying OG. I like, bro, they come around with that bull jokes, like, man, don't worry about it. You just gave a junkie a ride. You know what I'm saying? You just gave a junkie a ride. And after that, he didn't say nothing else to me.
Yeah.
I saw him, and I'm like, I'm gonna match his energy. Now, mind you, I'm 3 times bigger than this nigga, so he would have to shoot me.
Shit, that nigga, well, I ain't gonna give too many details.
Yeah. He would have to shoot me because he ain't about to whoop me, he ain't about to see these. You know what I'm saying? But I was, whatever energy came, I was gonna have to match it.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, my mama was there, my wife and my kids, you know where I lived at. You know my car, you know my mama's car, you know my wife's car and my car. You know, to the point you knocked on my door twice.
Yeah.
And we live like, literally like, I live on the 2nd floor on this side. He lived on the 1st floor, like literally, it might have been like maybe 10 doors down.
Yeah.
But you know, I saw him, honestly, he would see me, he was more embarrassed than anything.
Yeah, I mean,
so it ain't no beef.
Yeah, that nigga was just out there bad.
He was out there bad, and he just needed
he needed a shake, man.
But like, what I don't want to miss is this nigga sent me to buy dope with a goddamn
a gift card.
A gift card.
Hey, that lets you know how.
The nigga was like, nigga, I sell drugs. What am I do with this? You know what's funny is?
What?
Well, I ain't gonna say that. 'Cause nigga,
Yeah.
Niggas do be. There is a cashless way to sell dope now. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So he was ahead of his time, really.
Yeah, he really was.
Yeah, but that's just all type of crazy shit, bro. Like I remember
Hey, I got one for you.
Okay.
Man, do you remember Peoples?
I
Hey, look. I'm gonna find a way we could talk about it without talking about it in a sense of what we thought he was. Because it was crazy because the nigga was one of the most mysterious niggas I ever met before. You know what I'm saying? On the phone, he sounded like he was 7 foot tall. You see him in person, the motherfucker was 5 foot tall. You know, so you remember the episode of Martin where they had Mad Dog?
Yeah.
He was like Mad Dog because he would talk so much shit on the phone and niggas had never met him before. And then when you see him, you like, man, this little motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit was crazy, bro. Like he had an angle for everybody. For me, it was production and shit like that. My nigga Delvin actually had signed a contract with him before. You know what I'm saying? Every time Delvin would try to go sign a contract with somebody else, this nigga would pop up out the blue. What was his whole angle with you? What was he trying to do?
He wanted me to. He had an R&B artist that he wanted me to write poetry for.
Was it the female R&B artist?
Hey, nigga, first of all, I'm a rapper.
Well, I don't know if you remember this.
But you want me to write poetry for a female?
You know that's why he got beat up. Did I ever tell you that story?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest things ever. He was getting production from me, and I did a beat that he was gonna get placed in a movie. And the thing is, I don't mix my beats. You know what I'm saying? I get it done, and then I see to somebody who I trust to mix it. Mm-hmm. In this particular case, God rest his soul, you know what I'm saying, he went to Rico.
Rest in peace, Rico.
Yeah. He went to Rico and he was gonna get the beat mixed by Rico. But he had some other things going on in the meanwhile. He was working with this particular R&B artist, and they were starting to get on a little shaky grounds. They were recording at a studio with some guys who were well known for their production and their engineering. And you know, he was kind of talking to him crazy. He was a little nigga, but he was very bigoted. So he told them niggas, you know, like, hey, have my shit or else. You know, he was on that kind of shit because he was waiting for songs to get mixed and all that. So eventually it got to a point where they had words, and because he had words with them, the artist got mad with him because, you know, she felt like he was fucking shit up. Uh-huh. So maybe a week later, their studio got broke into. And you know, they took everything. And these guys were signed to like, what's old boy from Bad Boy that ended up passing recently?
Black Rock?
No, not Black. The executive. He got Diddy signed to
Andre Harrell?
Yeah, they were signed to Andre Harrell at one point. So what it was at that point. So when they lost all their music and studio and shit, that shit fucked up everything. So to make a long story short, pretty much. She told the guys that he was the one that stole the equipment, and they baked the cake for him. So when he went to Rico, you know what I'm saying, he had made mention that, you know, he was mixing a record for the same guy. So some shit happened. They found out some details. You know, he go to pick up the record. These niggas go hop out the bushes and kick his ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nigga like 5 foot tall, so it didn't take much. Nigga power bombed him and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like really fucked over. And that was the last time I ever seen him again. You know what I'm saying? I had never heard from him again. I never seen him again. I didn't even get the placement in the movie. That's why I was kind of disappointed.
Now, like, I don't know why you called me with this shit. For one. Like, you know, so we talked about this the other day. I'm very careful about. I'm gonna use revolutionary terms. I'm very careful about giving people a bad jacket.
Yeah.
But if that bitch fit, you gotta wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was real. I don't know, man. But look, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I say that because I'm almost positive. Well, the way social media is set up, with the bots and agitators, I have proof of a time where a dude came at me on some super duper hotep shit and like tried to agitate me into dissing famous niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude I got the email. I sent it to you, Joe. He had something called the Machiavelli Doctrine. And he was like, right on brother, Black Power, whatever. He sent this email, and it's like a 7-page email where he was trying to say he wants to get all underground conscious rappers to diss famous rappers and to start the revolution. And so what happened was he had some type of African ass hotel name, and then he emailed me another time and forgot to send it from another email address. And it was like David somebody, whatever, right? Like a regular ass, European name for a nigga. So I Googled that shit, and there was a picture of this nigga like fucking shaking hands with the people. Now,
Hey, why is it that daggers is such a Louisiana thing?
because it's hot and it's sweet and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's always hot as a motherfucker. Because you get lit, some shit that tastes good is perfect for the
Yeah,
party.
but I'm thinking like, why other people haven't adopted daiquiris until they
I don't know. It's Louisiana shit, bro. It's French shit. I don't know.
Before Texas was it was trash though. They're trying to keep up with it, wasn't it?
I'm gonna tell you what that's fire daiquiris though.
Who?
Like
Whatever.
fucking Lafayette, Karen Crow.
Yeah.
Oh, them country niggas be having.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Everything Lafayette be raw and slick. Like, hey, Lafayette got some shit to do.
Yeah, really. That food, nigga. Them big booty yellow girls, all that shit, man.
I don't know what we were talking about, but look, we can just pick up from there, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What else we talking about? Oh, I was talking about niggas being fed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah. But anyway, I think the dude. So like I said, when I googled the dude's name, the same dude was talking all this revolutionary shit. I seen this nigga like in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Shaking hands with a white man. You know what I mean? In a uniform. And I'm very aware of COINTELPRO. I know, like I had an auntie, God bless her soul. She was a big time community activist. You know what I'm saying, in San Antonio. And since she was in college, when she was at Oklahoma State University, and while she was in college, she had like let us set in on campus to get like a Black Studies program. And so they put on the FBI's subversive students list. And she stayed on the FBI's list till the day that she died. God bless her soul, about 10 years ago. And so like when I'm kind of coming to the knowledge, I would talk to her a lot. And she was like, just know your phone is tapped. And she's fucked with communist niggas too. So like we would be talking, we hear echoes, our shit would cut in and out, because her phone was tapped or whatever. And so she was like, don't be surprised, you know somebody lives too. You know what I'm saying? So by no means am I trying to make myself like I'm goddamn Malcolm X and Fred Hampton, but like I understand how the state apparatus works, you know what I mean? And so that nigga was a fed. So I can say that because I know it to be fact. Right. But I really believe it and I can stand on it. But I would never say something about that. I would never say something about that. I would never say that about somebody who I didn't know, who I didn't really believe it, and I didn't have any proof. But your man is kind of fishy, Joe. Your man is kind of fishy, Joe.
First of all, that ain't my man.
Well, you're right. I apologize.
Yeah,
I apologize. This nigga, you know what I'm saying?
This nigga that made me mad.
Yeah, this nigga was kind of fishy.
Yeah. So look, I know you're gonna have to roll in a second. So one other thing I want to make sure we do before we end this episode is kind of give your flowers, bro, in the sense of just saying thank you for all the things you've done between me, the Antidote, Real Profit, Baton Rouge, the hip hop community. I mean, you gave up a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just seen you put a lot of time and effort, stress over things that other people really didn't, they didn't care whether or not it lived or survived or whatever. You made a conscious effort to push a lot of things, man. I mean, from the music to your love for black people in general.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you preached a lot of nonviolence in the sense of, between your brother. Man, look, you it's a lot, man. I can't even think of all the stuff you helped contribute to this community because, in all honesty, there's a lot of people who don't care, even though they live in this community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for you to be what you would call a transplant and care so much about a place that wasn't your birthplace, that speaks volumes to who you are and the character that you've shown. Yeah, we basically, man, you know, we've been running for a minute. You
Right.
know, these Sony cameras are motherfucking with these batteries.
Gotcha.
But just in case I did miss any of that, like I said, I just wanted to say thank you for, you know, everything you've given to the community, to the hip hop community, to the black community, and just being an overall real nigga at all times, bro. You know what I'm saying? You've shown that, you know, your character is 100, which is something that's very rare nowadays amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody feel like it only be one, but in reality, you've opened up doors to try to bring them all through.
Man, I thank you, bro. And like, you know, the words of friend Pep to me, I live for people, so I love people. And it's like, bro, it's like
What the P stand for, Marcel P Black?
proletarian people, pastor, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not pussy, not that. Everything but pussy.
Yeah.
That niggas be getting fucked up. Nah, man, I'm an amalgamation of everything my parents put into me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My father being a gospel musician, God bless his soul, and you know, my mother working steadily. My father being a gospel musician and being a youth worker for 30, 40 years. And you know, it was just us three, but we always drove a minivan because he was always taking somebody else cheering somewhere else. I seen him help people record and take people on the road with him, so it was natural. You know what I'm saying? I did the same thing, kind of put my own music out. It shows people how to do it. Watching my mother cook for people, clean for people, raise other people's children. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an amalgamation of a whole lot of prayers and blessings. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just got to continue the legacy. You know, I look at myself, you know, I'm in hip hop generation, but, you know, I look at myself as an extension of the black radical tradition. And, you know, I don't, you know, when I say culture over everything, it's more than, it's not about capitalism, it's not about white supremacy, it's not about getting rich. It's about using hip hop as my weapon to empower and educate and fight against, you know what I'm saying, everything that's oppressive, you know what I'm saying, marginalized people, you know what I'm saying, regardless of sex, race, gender, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying. So that's what it's always been about for me. That's the only way I want to play the game. And I'm blessed to be able to find out how to do it my way without ever compromising my integrity, my soul, or anything. I sleep really well at night, you know what I'm saying? And there's many times that like for me, like my wife would tell you, like I'm at my best when I can help other people. That's why the pandemic was kind of hard for me. On top of like being in, you know, deep grief and bereavement and, you know, pretty much losing my career, you know, as a touring artist, to where I kind of got to the point where I could like do it full time. But like I wasn't in a position to where I could be helpful to other people. And it wasn't until I was able to teach hip hop for a living and like really empower young people when I kind of found my foot, you know, because that's my purpose. My purpose is to walk into any room and see what I can do to make it better for everybody without tearing anybody down. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna give you your flowers, bro. Like you have been a consistent and constant part of my career. And you know, you gave me my first song, you know what I'm saying? And one of the first songs that I recorded after I left my label, Why They Have Anything, you didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just walk me telling stories. 2019, man, I went to Oakland, went to the Bay Area. I met a woman who said she was gonna sponsor me, you know what I'm saying, for the particular tour when I put my album out. Between that time in February until the time I actually went on tour, the manager, the group I was supposed to tour went back out. Me and the manager just kind of parted ways. And like literally 10 days before my tour, and mind you, I had been a full-time artist, you know what I'm saying, since that July. So I wasn't working, I was just rapping, you know what I'm saying. And so this person who was supposed to give me, you know, a couple $1,000 to go on this tour, she just backed out. Whatever she has a personal issues going on, she wasn't able to give me the money. My tour DJ didn't even show up, and so my wife, I wasn't gonna go on the tour. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And my wife really convinced me to go, and I didn't have no money. Like I had basic money, but I didn't have like I was needing something to get me to the first city. You know what I'm saying? Hit my nigga Joe up, that nigga sent me $300 on the cash out, and I popped it back off as soon as I got it back. You know what I'm saying? And so like that was the piece I needed to get me started on the road. And if I didn't have that piece, that $300 made a world of a difference of me accomplishing the hardest, most exhaustive task I never tried to do in my life. Like after I did that tour, I knew I could do anything. Because everybody quit on me, everybody gave up on me. You know what I'm saying? My DJ, my group, my investor, you know what I'm saying? My manager, everybody quit on me. And it was so many people who I was like, yo, let me hold something. There's one dude who actually set me down and was like, yo, anytime you need something, let me know. I hate that nigga up, he had nothing for me. I hit Joe up, Joe was like, I got you. Joe sent me $3 on the cash app, as soon as I got it, I popped it back off. And so you were a part of me accomplishing the hardest task of my life, a tour which I drove all 6,000 miles by myself. I was in 12 different cities in 14 days. I booked every show, I booked every rapper, I booked every DJ. You know what I'm saying? And that was, I don't know if I'll ever be able to tour like that again because of the way the world is post-pandemic and my job and flexibility is not gonna be the same. But that's the highlight of my career. And I couldn't have done that without you. It's been other times where it was hard, like, hey man, I got you. I'm gonna hold you down, you know what I'm saying? The countless, the music videos, the features, the beats, the studio time, like you never shitted on me, you never fronted on me. And so that's the reason why anything that got something to do with real profit or the antidote, is whatever mine is yours. That's why I try to introduce you to everybody who I know. You know what I'm saying? Be it from a nigga in Memphis or Jackson or to the goddamn athlete. If I got it, and Joe, whatever, if it's this building right here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This building right where we at right now in the parlor, like if it's an angle that I can, I mean that's always been our relationship. Our relationship has never been about money. It's been about sharing thoughts and resources. And like it's been many times when you called me, when you needed to vent about what you got going on, and I'm venting you about what's going on. And then there's Joseph that we just do. And so like you've been a true brother and consistently, we ain't never had no falling out over no shit like that. And so I'm always appreciative, and I'm appreciative of everybody, all the opportunities that I've gotten from you and the people that I met from you, you know what I'm saying? And like, so you're a big part of my career. Like you, like consistently, like Donnie left. And I mean, I'm sure, but like Donnie's not here, you know what I'm saying? Like you were here before I got here, and whatever, I'm leaving, you still here. And just the fact that I get to have my own situation here without no guests, it speaks a lot to our bond and shit, man. I was telling my wife about when we went to Hattiesburg, bro.
Oh man.
Look. Nigga, so this whole night was crazy.
I know how you gonna tell this story.
No, I'm not gonna go. I know there's a lot of shit that happened with that night. But one of the last days we laughed about, right? We had a Motel 6, bro. Nigga, that room was so fucking small, bro. Nigga, literally, let's say, nigga, my bed is right here. This nigga bed right here, dog. It's like literally, it's about this much space in between beds. I'm like, goddamn, this should you my nigga, dog. This should have come from this hell. If this would have been, my wife we got a king size bed. Like this how big. We was close. Like I never reached out to touch this nigga, dog. And that was the crazy part of it. That was like the last, dog. We was in Hattiesburg, dog. This was the goddamn.
Man, some of the country.
The country is wild as shit I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Hey, you know, like, I knew that bitch was done when we walked up, we saw that sign on the door, and niggas was getting punched down on the side.
It was a green flyer. It was like no game banging, no set throwing, no fighting. Like it's like on the picture was the nigga beating the nigga ass, bro. No, this shit was so funny. I was showing my wife the other night the sunny days. This nigga redid
can you stand the rain?
Yeah, can you stand the rain? Niggas said, can you stand the tornadoes? it's on YouTube, bro. Yeah. Dog.
Hey, look.
That shit was so funny, bro.
Hey, that's one thing you used to always fuck with me about with that show. When I was around all them dusties. And you was just like, man, Joe, you try your hardest not to look at
No. So you know, hey, look. So you know how like you walking down the street, see a big ass dog? Yeah. Trying to look at it, it's gonna attack your ass. So dog, it's I don't disparage black women, but I will say this is what that night. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
The dust. Like literally, a nigga came here like he just got the belly. Hey, this nigga had like a tank top on and some goddamn no number Jordans, and he had like literally like hay on his goddamn shirt. Looked like he just got off the farm, sharecropping, and came to the club, right? Yeah. So the dust was just prevalent this night, bro. So after the show, so I perform, you know, we from Baton Rouge, everybody looking at this shit, got a little corner, ain't nobody buying the merch, these niggas don't understand nothing about square, nothing like that. So they looking at we in the corner though, you know what I'm saying? It was like BYOB, so I think we might have had like, we had like a bottle in the car or whatever. The minimal amount of studying but he had a camera.
Yeah.
And so we in the corner, he got his camera, he didn't put it up yet. And the girl just kind of just drifting over there. They dancing in front of us now. They drifting over here, this nigga Joe's like, he had the camera, this nigga was looking at every motherfucking girl. He said, I'm gonna put this shit up, dog.
Hey, I wasn't trying to make no eye contact.
No, he was not literally, he was just like, this nigga was making sure he cut the light off and everything. He had the light on it first. They were just like, this nigga Joe was like, nah, that shit was so funny, bro.
Hey, bro, hey, look, you know what I'm saying?
That was wild.
I ain't trying to clown, but man, look. Ooh, it was a dusty night that night.
I'm gonna tell you the song of the night, bro. The song of the night. What was it? All the country hoes keep that big booty clapping. That's the hook. All the country, these started shouting at HBCUs. Jackson State, where you at? That shit was crazy, bro. But that shit, it was lit though. Like, I should have been rapping there.
Hey,
I should have been rapping.
You remember they had the other chick that was there who was giving nigga lap dances.
Brought a nigga up on stage, she was fine as shit though.
Yeah,
she was the only one that was raw.
Yeah, she came from Alabama.
Yeah, she was tall as shit. Yeah. But yeah, but that night was, I should have been rapping there. I took that nigga with me. I was out my element.
Hey, that nigga down bad for that though.
Yeah, but look though. I would go there and go kick it though.
Yeah.
Like, imagine going to like a goddamn club out in the middle of goddamn, somewhere in the middle of St. James Parish and shit. Like, this shit was like,
There's nothing there.
nigga, they was
Man, remember it was a dirt road we had to take to get to that bar.
by a train station, nigga. Shit was a train track. Shit was crazy. But yeah, man, so me and Joe, man, we done been through a whole lot of shit. And I appreciate the flowers. I'm giving it back to you, man. You gotta, I remember when you first started bringing the camera to my shows at Culture.
Yeah.
And I remember
niggas before Culture. I got footage from the Lyricist Lounge.
Damn.
Yeah. Cause look, matter of fact, we got IGT in the studio right now, and he used to record with that guy Foley. Foley and him used to be like little tag team. I remember Foley had performed at the Lyricist Lounge. I got footage of that. You know, I got footage of when Damage performed there and JT. It was some other guys we got. So I got footage of that. That's not even on the Antidote page. That's on the Real Profit TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember like when you got the big cameras, and like you started doing shit in the Spanish room with J Mike or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, man, we've been rocking for a long time, bro. And like part of my sanity, bro, like produce some of my best music, some of my, arguably my best album with Cry Freedom, and like an album that like really like the time that Cry Freedom came out, like me and Jay was talking about this the other day. He was just like, we had to be there, like what was going on in Baton Rouge and the album, and just kind of roll out for the situation. And like that album was like the pinnacle of me. Like that was the album I needed to really get me out of the regional shit and really tour the country. You know what I'm saying? So the music that we made, all this other type of stuff, man, it's a bar forever.
Look, before we wrap it up, I'm gonna tell you that last record we did. We hadn't did a record in a while, and then we did that particular record. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect it to have that kind of impact until after the mix came back. Because for one, when I put that track together, I liked it, but I didn't think it was that impactful because of what we had previously created. So I felt like if it didn't reach a certain standard, we shouldn't do it. But, you know what I'm saying, you convinced me like, hey, look, let me do what I do with this, and I'm gonna hit you back with this. You hit me back with it, and I thought it was cool. But then when I got back to mix, it put everything into a whole full circle of realizing, well, damn, you done did it again.
You talking about kind of record game?
Yeah.
Bro, it's like, I'm a whole album. I got a whole album. I'm playing shit on Trump and goddamn COVID. If there wasn't no pandemic, nigga, I'm still gonna shoot a video for that shit when I get to Oklahoma. Especially, it's gonna be even more powerful because niggas really gangbang up there.
Yeah.
So because this is where I'm at, bro. I'm a community organizer and really trying to politicize. If we're gonna rebuild Black Wall Street, we gotta be able to have some niggas protect that shit. So if you from neighborhood, you from Hoover, you from Pyro, you from goddamn GD, we need niggas organized in order to protect this shit, right? But when I get up there and get situated, I'm shooting a video for that shit. That's like one of my top, like as a rapper, as an MC, as a songwriter, like that's one of my best shit. That beat is just, I was in my bag with that shit, but man, it was just unfortunately it's just another song on the deluxe joint because of the pandemic, and I wasn't in a place to really work it like I wanted to. And then like we could never get the time together for the video and shit. Now we done, but Yeah, but we make great music together, man. I'm very.
And we gonna still make music.
100%. Yeah, it ain't over, bro. Like, it ain't over, man. It ain't over at all. It ain't over at all. But like, that's one of the our relationship and the things we've been able to accomplish together has definitely been one of the highlights of me being an artist of Baton Rouge, and I couldn't have done a lot of this shit. Like, even though, like, we got one album together, but you produced on a lot of title tracks on albums.
Black Soul.
We have if it's not a title track, it's an ending track because we go to church with it. Another way to pray, you know what I'm saying? So you have beats on other albums, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't fully produce. So we've been working together. And, you know, we don't just make songs for the fuck of it. This is quality.
Yeah.
Like we ain't got a whole lot of shit on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't mean there's no bullshit.
Yeah, I mean you gotta think about it like you know we did do records prior to this.
Right.
City Blues was like the beginning of
right.
Them.
It's like once we figured it out.
Yeah.
Like once we figured out the formula of how like I sound the best over your beats and what worked the best for me, because what worked for Beat Thorn or what worked for National ain't work for me and vice versa all the time.
Yeah.
But once we found out like the best way we kind of come together, you give me that street shit, you give me that soulful stuff, and I do what I do, and it just really works, man.
Because I remember you had a little run of records that you were trying out before we kind of figured it out.
Yep.
You know, including Fat Boy Fresh. You know what I'm saying?
I could do Fat Boy Fresh, now go with it. It wouldn't. But see, at the time, I was still figuring out who I was as an artist, and I knew what people wanted from me. Once I made the mindset of like trying to do what I think people want to hear, to make what people want from me.
Yeah.
Like for me, they don't want me to be Fat Boy Fresh. But now I can do it because I made Black Guy Fresh.
Yeah.
It's essentially damn near the same song.
Yeah, it's a precursor to
You know what I'm saying? But like, I might perform that bitch next week.
Yeah.
Just if I remember I got the instrumental somewhere. But back then, what was going on, they wanted Jiggy City Blues by any means.
Yeah.
And those were the songs that got on the radio.
Yeah.
When I'm sending out Fat Boy Fresh, it didn't get on the radio. Ironically, the closest song I've ever, at the time, I made to a Baton Rouge club song. That was the closest song what I made to that, whatever. But it was Jiggy City Blues and By Any Means. Oh, that's what people wanted from me.
Yeah.
So once we figured that shit out, you know, we went through the trial and error. We made some dope shit, man.
Yeah, so man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, bro. I appreciate you coming, man.
Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you having me. I'm flexing, bro. I'm flexing. I get this couch by myself. Look, for anybody else wonder why Marcel get his own couch by himself, pull my resume up. I'm a flex before I go. Pull my resume up.
You need to flex, man. Come on, man.
It's really fact though. Like it's really like I think people see me so much as a facilitator. Hey, how can I say it?
Hey, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Out of all the rappers I know, you make the most money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a key thing. You know, you want to talk about money? Well, hey, look, you're looking at money.
I really travel the country. I really perform between 2016 and 2019. I really average performing in 28 states a year. But we ain't even talking about cities. We ain't talking about the amount of shows. We're talking about states, different states.
Yeah.
I really, you know what I'm saying? I really charted. I really been on the front page of the Advocate. Really been on the front page of 225. Really been on the front. I ain't been on the front page of Dig. I've been in Dig. Really been in Double X. Really was number one on the Double XL list. Really was on the CMJs 7 times. Really was the first Baton Rouge hip hop artist to do A3C. That wasn't like Boosie Web some shit. Like before Max. Really was on the song that was under consideration for nomination for a Grammy. Really fuck with Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like if we look at the stats, really performed in front of 1,000 people for Kevin Gates, for J Electronic and Common, for KRS-One.
Mobb Deep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't thousands for them niggas, but it was out to but the niggas always for the thousands. Really do festivals, really got buzz and whatever. But I'm just an everyday nigga. And I say this, I'm flexing too, but if anything else that anybody live with Marcel P Black, if you love what you do, you play the game with high integrity, you passionate about what you do, and you work hard as a motherfucker, you're happy for you. If a transplant from Oklahoma who do conscious rap can do these things, anybody can do this shit if you're willing to work for it. Period. And I hope, I'm flexing because, I feel good about getting my flowers, but I'm a teacher at the end of the day. So I gotta leave on that level. Like, if I can do this shit, you can do it too, if you care enough. I love this shit so much, Joe, that I'm willing to do everything that I possibly can to leave no stone unturned, which stays within my moral range to do what I do to need to get it. So I know for me, I don't get on type of quarantine weight. I guarantee I'll be 100 pounds down this time you see me, because I ain't a rap. But I want to be the best MC I possibly can be. Like, I have to earn everything over and over again. And so, whatever, I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure that I'm the best MC. And like, I don't want no handouts when I go to Tulsa. I want the props the old-fashioned way. You know what I mean? So, because I love what I do and I want to be the best at it. MarcelPBlack.com, Marcel P Black, Bandcamp.com, at Marcel P Black on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. When I come back to tour, y'all better pull up.
That's a bet. That's a bet.
I'm highway free.
And we out.